Some people think the Ravens roster is strong enough to win the Super Bowl. But what if I told you the real reason this team can go all the way isn't even on the field? It's standing on the sidelines. While most of the spotlight goes to the players, there's a part of this team quietly stealing the show, and it was just ranked as one of the best in the entire NFL. In this video, you're going to see why Baltimore's coaching staff is getting major praise across the league, how Todd Monken completely changed the game for Lamar Jackson, and how a first-year defensive coordinator led one of the biggest turnarounds in recent memory. But it's not all perfect. There's one issue that still haunts this group, and if they don't fix it soon, it could cost them big. Everyone knows the Ravens have one of the most loaded rosters in the league. But let's be honest, talent alone doesn't win championships. If the people calling the shots don't know what they're doing, things fall apart fast. That's where Baltimore really stands out. According to ESPN's Ben Solak, the Ravens coaching staff was ranked fourth best in the NFL, only behind the Vikings, Chiefs, and 49ers. Not bad company to be in, right? That kind of praise doesn't come from nowhere. It takes hard work, consistency, and, most of all, results. And this staff has delivered. They build a system that fits the roster, maximizes each player's strengths, and outsmarts opponents with smart, in-game adjustments. This kind of success isn't luck. It's the product of top-tier football minds doing their job at a high level. What's really impressive is how respected this group is, both inside and outside the building. The players believe in them. Analysts respect their strategy. And fans can see the difference on game day. In a league where tiny details separate contenders from pretenders, having a coaching staff like this could be the X factor Baltimore's been missing. And at the center of it all, a head coach who's been leading this team with steady hands for nearly 2 decades, John Harbaugh. Think about this. How many NFL coaches last 18 seasons with the same team? That's exactly what John Harbaugh has done in Baltimore. Since 2008, he's been the guy running the show. He's not the flashiest coach out there. And no, he doesn't win every game, but his reputation across the league is massive. Players, coaches, even rivals. Everyone knows you're in for a battle when you face a Harbaugh team. He brings stability, intelligence, and a competitive mindset every single year. What sets Harbaugh apart is his ability to evolve without losing the core identity of the team. He's coached physical teams, elite defenses, run-heavy squads. And now he's leading one of the most modern, fast-paced Ravens offenses we've ever seen. He's kept Baltimore relevant no matter how much the league changes. The pieces may shift, but the culture stays strong. That kind of long-term leadership is rare, and it matters. While other teams hit the reset button every 2 or 3 years, the Ravens have a steady foundation. Harbaugh gives the staff room to grow, the players space to develop, and the organization and identity that sticks. He doesn't do it alone, of course, but he sets the tone. And speaking of evolution, the guy who took over this offense has been turning heads fast. Let's talk about Todd Monken. Remember when a Ravens passing game felt stiff, boring, and predictable? That's ancient history now. Since Todd Monken came in as offensive coordinator, everything's changed. He cleaned up the system and made the offense click almost overnight. The results were immediate. Lamar Jackson led the NFL in percentage of open targets. And we're talking about historic numbers since Next Gen Stats started tracking it in 2017. And it's not just numbers. It's the eye test, too. If you watched the games, you saw it. Receivers were wide open. Routes were sharp. The rhythm was there. Lamar had more freedom to do what he does best. Escape pressure, extend plays, make magic. But this time, the scheme actually helped him instead of holding him back. Monken gave this offense new life. Even better, he didn't try to force a cookie-cutter scheme onto this team. He built around a talent already in place. That's what separates good coordinators from great ones. And that's exactly why Ben Solak called him the best offensive coordinator in the league who isn't already a head coach. High praise and fully earned. But Monken's not the only one getting attention. On the other side of the ball, Zach Orr made a huge splash in his first year running the Ravens defense.
All right, we're already past the halfway point of this video. But before we continue, I noticed you haven't left a like yet. It's really important because it helps YouTube keep showing you my content so I can keep bringing you the best news about the Baltimore Ravens. So go ahead and hit that like button. It's free and it really helps. Thanks. Now let's get back to it.
Zach Orr stepped into a tough spot last year. It was his first season as defensive coordinator, and the Ravens' defense looked rough. They were near the bottom of the league in some key metrics. And that's just not the Ravens' way. But instead of folding, Orr helped engineer one of the most impressive in-season turnarounds we've seen in years. He was part of a bold mid-season shakeup. Veterans were benched, Kyle Hamilton was moved back to a true safety role, and the entire secondary got restructured. The result? A defense that ranked near the bottom through Week 10 ended the season as the best in the NFL in multiple advanced metrics. That doesn't happen by accident. That's film study, guts, and trust in the system. For a first-year coordinator, Orr showed real leadership. He made tough calls. He saw what wasn't working and wasn't afraid to act fast. Those decisions didn't just improve the defense. They saved the season and helped launch Baltimore back into serious AFC contention. And when the defense rises like that, the entire team feels a momentum. Still, even with this powerhouse trio leading the way, there's one issue this staff has to fix if the Ravens want to go all the way. With all this praise, it's easy to overlook the one thing that's been haunting this team for a while now: closing games. The Ravens have had a real issue holding on to leads late in games. It's happened too many times in recent years. They dominate for 3 quarters, then things unravel in the final minutes. And if they don't clean that up, it's going to bite them again. This isn't just on the players, either. Sometimes it's about playing too safe. Sometimes it's miscommunication or failure to adjust in real time. And that's all on the coaching staff. As good as Harbaugh, Monken, and Orr are, this is the one flaw that keeps dragging them down. Great teams don't give away games they've already won. That said, let's not pretend this staff isn't elite. They've got the leadership, the brains, and now a roster that fits what they're trying to do. If they can fix this one lingering weakness, Baltimore becomes a serious threat to anyone, anywhere, anytime. The foundation is there. Now it's about execution. When you've got a head coach with nearly 20 years of experience, an offensive coordinator who completely reshaped your passing game, and a young defensive mind who flipped a broken unit into a juggernaut, it's no wonder the Ravens have one of the best coaching staffs in the NFL. This isn't just about calling plays. It's about building systems, making gutsy decisions, and turning potential into real wins. And Baltimore has all the pieces to do it. But what do you think? With Harbaugh, Monken, and Orr running the show, can the Ravens finally take that last step toward the Super Bowl? Drop your thoughts in the comments. And if you're riding with this team, let it be known. Flock is flying strong.
And if you, just like me, are passionate about the world of football and want to learn more about the Ravens' legacy, don't leave this video without sharing it with that friend who is also a Baltimore Ravens fan and will love this content. See those video suggestions on your screen? The first one was handpicked just for you, and the other is a recommendation from YouTube itself. See you there, and until the next video, go Flock.